I always thinking about my best in every fight. I always thinking about, I will tell you this. Every fight that I had and preparing of my fight, my concern is I don't want to disappoint my fans.
Welterweight champion of the world and still pound for pound the best in the world, Manny Pacquiao.
I'm the one who, who control myself if I'm overtrained or not. If I did a lot today in training, then tomorrow maybe not too much.
Oh, Kurt, a beautiful shot.
Boxers, we have to train hard. Train hard, train hard. And if you train hard, the fight is easy.
What if the road to becoming a champion is paved with hardship and perseverance? A remarkable story begins, a story of a young boy who dared to dream in a world filled with struggle. Who is this boy destined to become a legend? Known for winning more boxing titles across weight classes than anyone else in history, this is the story of a legend who broke every limit. Who is the only 8-division world champion in the history of boxing and has won 12 major world titles. How does someone rise from the depths of poverty to claim the title of world champion? Have you ever wondered growing up in a place where every day is a fight for survival? What motivates a young dreamer to step into the boxing ring, ready to take on not just opponents, but the battles life throws their way? Brace yourself for a powerful story of overcoming adversity, pushing limits, and never giving up. The story of someone who refuses to back down, no matter how tough things get. Meet Manny Pacquiao, a name that would eventually resonate in arenas across the globe. Manny is a professional boxer, media celebrity, and politician who became world famous. This is the journey of Manny Pacquiao, a testament to the power of dreams and the strength of the human spirit. Are you ready to explore how a boy from humble beginnings became a global icon? We will bring to light Manny's incredible journey. We'll reveal the moments that fueled his ambition and the challenges that tested his spirit. What if I told you that one of the world's greatest boxers rose from a life steeped in poverty and hardship? Manny Pacquiao, born Emmanuel Depedron Pacquiao in Kiba, Bukidnon, and raised in General Santos, Philippines, is a testament to the power of resilience and determination. Manny Pacquiao's early years were not the glamorous beginnings one might expect from a future champion. Instead, they were marked by relentless challenges that would shape his character and fuel his ambition. What does it mean to rise from nothing? Born into a life of poverty, Manny's family lived in a makeshift shelter, lacking even the basic necessities. They had no home, no land, and often no food. He often felt the pangs of hunger, a stark reminder of his family's financial struggles. Manny experienced this reality daily. Can you think of a childhood where the joy of owning your first pair of shoes at 12 years old felt like a monumental achievement? His father, a farmer, worked tirelessly in the fields, while his mother juggled multiple responsibilities at home. He has to leave his studies just for his family condition. Have you ever had to sacrifice your own comfort for the sake of family? At a young age, Manny was no stranger to this concept. He was forced to leave his hometown to find work, taking on various odd jobs just to help his family survive. Selling bread on the streets and working as a laborer, he had to grow up fast, facing the harsh realities of life that many children never encounter. This struggle wasn't just a fight for survival, it was a fight for their future, a battle that would lay the groundwork for his later success. What pushed a young boy to step into the boxing ring? For Manny, it was the hope of a better life. At just 14, he stepped into a gym in General Santos City and found his sanctuary. Boxing wasn't just a sport to him, it was a lifeline. With every punch thrown, he was not only fighting opponents but also battling the circumstances that sought to keep him and his family in poverty. As he trained relentlessly, he faced not just physical opponents but the internal struggles of self-doubt and fear. Would he ever escape the cycle of poverty? Would he win enough to change his family's fate? Each match was a step toward a dream that felt almost unattainable. As the fourth of 6 siblings, he bore the weight of family responsibility from a young age. Growing up in General Santos City, Philippines, Pacquiao was introduced to boxing at the age of 12 by his maternal uncle, Sardo Mejia. Inspired by the thrilling bouts of boxing greats like Mike Tyson, he began training in a makeshift gym amidst the harsh realities of poverty. Boxing quickly became not just a passion, but a vital means of survival. Manny Pacquiao's boxing career is nothing short of legendary. With an amateur record of 60-4 and a professional record of 62-82, including 39 knockouts, Pacquiao has been hailed as the greatest southpaw fighter of all time. In 2021, he was ranked as the top boxer of the past 30 years by DAZN. At just 16, Pacquiao made the pivotal decision to turn professional, setting the stage for a career that would eventually see him become the first boxer to win world titles in 8 different weight divisions. His amateur experiences, where he honed the fundamentals of the sport and embraced the spirit of competition, shaped him into the fighter he would become. Pacquiao made history by being the first boxer to win world titles in 8 weight divisions and hold major world titles in 4 of boxing's glamour divisions. He's also the only boxer to win titles across 4 decades. Known for his incredible speed and power, Pacquiao dominated the boxing world and was frequently rated as the best pound-for-pound boxer. At just 20 years old, Manny Pacquiao made a name for himself by capturing the WBC and lineal flyweight titles with a stunning 8th-round knockout over Chachi Sasakol, marking his first major world title. Riding high, he successfully defended his crown with a 4th-round TKO against Gabriel Mira, showcasing his devastating power. But then came a dramatic fall. In his next defense, Pacquiao lost his WBC title even before stepping into the ring, failing to make the 112-pound weight limit. Determined to prove himself, he faced Medgon Singcharat in Thailand. In a shocking turn, Singcharat trapped Pacquiao on the ropes and delivered a crushing right hand to the body, folding Pacquiao in the 3rd round and snatching the lineal title from him. The swift rise and sudden fall served as a harsh reminder of boxing's unforgiving nature, setting the stage for Pacquiao's future as a fighter who would rise from defeat to become a legend. November 15, 2003, under the bright lights of the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas, Manny Pacquiao faced off against the feared Marco Antonio Barrera in a fight that would forever change the boxing landscape. Barrera, a living legend, had never been stopped in his professional career. As the fight began, controversy struck. Barrera was credited with a knockdown in the 1st round, but replays revealed the punch had missed. Undeterred, Pacquiao, fighting at featherweight for the first time, unleashed a relentless assault, bringing his knockout power with him to the new weight class. As the rounds wore on, it became clear this wasn't just a fight. It was a changing of the guard. In the 11th round, Pacquiao did the unthinkable. He forced Barrera's corner to throw in the towel, handing Barrera his first and only stoppage loss. This victory didn't just earn Pacquiao the ring and lineal featherweight titles. It made him the first Filipino and Asian to become a 3-division world champion. The ripple effects were immediate. In the Philippines, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo awarded him the Presidential Medal of Merit, and Congress bestowed the Congressional Medal of Achievement, a first for any sportsman. Pacquiao had not just defeated a legend, he had become one. 6 months after his victory over Barrera, Pacquiao faced another formidable opponent, Juan Manuel Marquez, the holder of the WBA and IBF featherweight titles. The two met on May 8, 2004, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Pacquiao made an explosive start, knocking Marquez down 3 times in the 1st round. However, Marquez's resilience shone through as he recovered and dominated most of the subsequent rounds with his expert counterpunching, effectively neutralizing Pacquiao's aggression. The fight was razor close, and when the final bell rang, both fighters believed they had won. The judge's decision was a controversial draw. with scores of 115 to 110 for Marquez, 115 to 110 for Pacquiao, and 113 to 113. Controversy deepened when one judge admitted to a scoring error, marking the first round as 10-7 instead of the correct 10-6, which would have given Pacquiao a split decision victory. Despite the official result, opinions were divided, with some pundits arguing that Marquez had done enough to win. In a career-defining moment, Manny Pacquiao moved into the super featherweight division on March 19, 2005, to face the legendary Erik Morales at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The fight for the vacant WBC International and IBS super featherweight titles was a high-stakes test for Pacquiao. The bout took a dramatic turn when Pacquiao suffered a severe cut over his right eye from an accidental clash of heads in the 5th round. Despite his relentless effort and determination, Morales triumphed by unanimous decision, with all three judges scoring the fight 115 to 113. This loss was a crushing blow for Pacquiao, but he was resolute in his comeback. On September 10, 2005, he grabbed a chance for redemption at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. In an electrifying performance, Pacquiao knocked out Hector Velasquez in the 6th round to capture the WBC International Super Featherweight title. This victory was not only pivotal in reclaiming his standing but also in establishing his dominance in the division. Adding to the drama, Morales faced a surprising defeat to Zahir Rahim on the same card, amplifying the significance of Pacquiao's triumphant return. Despite Morales' unexpected loss to Zahir Rahim, the rematch with Manny Pacquiao was set for January 21, 2006, at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. With everything on the line, the fight was a fierce battle. Morales narrowly avoided knockdowns twice, once in the 2nd round by grabbing the ropes and again in the 6th by falling onto the referee. But Pacquiao's relentless assault eventually took its toll. In the 10th round, Pacquiao unleashed a barrage of punches that led to a TKO, marking the first time Morales had ever been stopped inside the distance in his illustrious career. With the series tied 1-1, Pacquiao and Morales faced off for a 3rd time on November 18, 2006, at the Thomas & Mack Center in Las Vegas. In front of a massive crowd, Pacquiao quickly dominated, knocking out Morales in the 3rd round and claiming victory in their rivalry. However, the win led to offering drama. Pacquiao returned his signing bonus to Golden Boy Promotions to stay with his original promoter, Top Rank, sparking a lawsuit from Golden Boy for breach of contract. On November 14, 2009, Manny Pacquiao faced Miguel Cotto in a historic showdown at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Pacquiao dominated the fight, knocking Cotto down in the 3rd and 4th rounds before finishing him with a technical knockout in the 12th round. With this victory, Pacquiao became the first boxer in history to win world titles in 7 different weight divisions, solidifying his legacy. The fight generated 1.25 million pay-per-view buys and $70 million in revenue, making it the most-watched boxing event of 2009. Promoter Bob Arum hailed Pacquiao as the greatest boxer I've ever seen. After his stunning victory over Cotto, Manny Pacquiao was riding high, and the world was clamoring for a mega fight against Floyd Mayweather Jr., the undefeated 5-division world champion. This was the dream match everyone wanted. The two best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, squaring off in the ring. The stage seemed set for a historic clash on March 13, 2010, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, with a staggering $50 million split up front. But as anticipation soared, a conflict erupted that would derail the fight. Mayweather demanded Olympic-style random blood testing, insisting it be conducted by the U.S. anti-doping agency, USADA. Pacquiao, wary of having blood drawn so close to a fight, refused to agree to testing within 30 days, fearing it would sap his strength. He was willing to submit to blood tests well before that window and immediately after the fight, but Mayweather's camp was not satisfied. As tensions escalated, both camps entered mediation to try to salvage the fight. In a dramatic turn, Mayweather agreed to a 14-day no-blood testing window, a significant concession. But Pacquiao stood firm, only agreeing to a 24-day window. The standoff continued, and with neither side willing to budge, the highly anticipated bout collapsed. On January 6, 2010, Pacquiao's promoter, Bob Arum, made it official. The fight was off. The fallout was explosive. Mayweather's camp insinuated that Pacquiao's refusal was due to banned substance use, sparking outrage from Pacquiao and his team. The accusations led Pacquiao to file a defamation lawsuit, demanding justice for the slander against his name. The lawsuit targeted Mayweather, his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., his uncle Roger Mayweather, Oscar de la Hoya, and Golden Boy Promotions CEO Richard Schaefer. With the fight against Mayweather dead in the water, Pacquiao looked elsewhere for his next challenge. Rumors swirled, with names like Paulie Malignaggi and Yuri Foreman being tossed around. But in the end, Pacquiao chose a formidable opponent in Joshua Clottey, a former IBF welterweight title holder. The stage was set for a new battle, even as the boxing world continued to buzz about what might have been. On March 13, 2010, Manny Pacquiao faced Joshua Clottey at Cowboys Stadium and secured a commanding unanimous decision victory to retain his WBO welterweight title. Despite an impressive output of 1,231 punches, only 246 landed due to Clottey's defense. The bout drew a massive crowd of 41,843 and generated $35.3 million in pay-per-view revenue. Following the fight, anticipation soared for a clash between Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., the top two pound-for-pound fighters. Negotiations floundered over Mayweather's demand for extensive drug testing, which Pacquiao resisted. Although both camps agreed on some terms, a final agreement remained elusive. The fallout saw Mayweather's camp accuse Pacquiao of doping, prompting Pacquiao to file a defamation lawsuit. The much-hyped showdown never materialized, leaving fans and the boxing world in suspense and frustration. What happens when two legends finally stepping into the ring after years of heated anticipation? On one side, the undefeated defensive genius, Floyd Mayweather Jr. on the other, the relentless powerhouse and people's champion, Manny Pacquiao. It wasn't just a clash of fists, it was a clash of legacies. But who really had the upper hand? Was it Mayweather's elusive footwork, frustrating his opponents into submission? Or was it Pacquiao's raw aggression and lightning speed that could crack the unbreakable defense? Fans around the world were divided, but everyone had one burning question: who would walk away as the greatest? On May 2, 2015, boxing history was made when Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. finally clashed at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The fight, dubbed the Fight of the Century, was the culmination of years of anticipation and speculation. In the ring, Pacquiao's relentless aggression met Mayweather's masterful defensive strategy. As the bout progressed, Mayweather's superior footwork and counter-punching left Pacquiao struggling to land clean hits. The fight went the full 12 rounds, and the judges awarded Mayweather a unanimous decision with scores of 118 to 110, 116 to 112, and 116 to 112. Despite Pacquiao's claims of a torn shoulder and frustration over Mayweather's invasive tactics, the fight was widely viewed as a showcase of Mayweather's defensive genius. The spectacle set a record with 4.4 million pay-per-view buys, highlighting its monumental impact on the sport. Manny Pacquiao made boxing history by moving up to the lightweight division and capturing the WBC lightweight title. He achieved this monumental feat by defeating David Diaz with a 9th-round knockout, becoming the first Filipino and Asian fighter to claim world titles in 5 different weight classes. This victory also marked him as the first Filipino to win a world title at lightweight. Throughout the bout, Pacquiao's speed and precision were undeniable. He cut Diaz badly above the right eye in the 4th round, showcasing his dominance. Even Diaz had to admit, it was his speed. It was all the speed. I could see the punches perfectly, but he was just too fast. On December 6, 2008, Manny Pacquiao stepped up to the welterweight division for a highly anticipated bout against 6th Division World Champion Oscar de la Hoya dubbed the Dream Match. Despite concerns that 147 pounds might be too much for Pacquiao against the larger De La Hoya, Pacquiao's speed and power dominated the fight. De La Hoya, rehydrated below his usual fighting weight, struggled against Pacquiao's relentless assault. Pacquiao's dominance was evident as he outlanded De La Hoya 224-83 in punches. By the end of the 8th round, De La Hoya's corner had seen enough, throwing in the towel and awarding Pacquiao a TKO victory. Judges' scorecards had Pacquiao ahead, 2 at 80-71 and 1 at 79-72. The bout marked the end of De La Hoya's career, while Pacquiao's star rose even higher. After defeating Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao set his sights on the unbeaten junior welterweight champion, Ricky Hitman Hatton. Despite Hatton's dominance in the 140-pound division, Pacquiao's extraordinary speed, power, and relentless aggression overwhelmed him. Pacquiao knocked Hatton down twice in the first round and finished him with a stunning left hook in the second, earning the Ring Magazine's Knockout of the Year for 2009. Hatton later revealed he couldn't even recognize celebrities Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie after the knockout. Manny Pacquiao continued to defy expectations with a remarkable victory over Lucas Mathis in 2018, claiming the WBA regular welterweight title in his first stoppage win in 7 years. He followed this by outpointing Adrian Broner and then faced Keith Thurman, a decade younger and taller. Pacquiao floored Thurman in the first round and ultimately won by split decision, becoming boxing's oldest world champion by capturing the WBA super welterweight title. This victory demonstrated Pacquiao's enduring skill and refuted claims of his decline. With approximately 20.4 million pay-per-view buys and $1.3 billion in revenue from his fights, Pacquiao was the second highest-paid athlete in 2015. He fought and defeated 22 world champions, including legends like Oscar De La Hoya and Juan Manuel Marquez. Named Fighter of the Decade for the 2000s and winning multiple Fighter of the Year awards, Pacquiao also holds 6 Guinness World Records. These include the most consecutive title fight victories in different weight classes and the most world titles in different divisions. He continues to be a major figure in boxing, recently fighting in an exhibition match in 2024. Financially, Pacquiao has been highly successful. Forbes listed him as the 6th highest paid athlete in the world from late 2008 to mid-2009, sharing the spot with LeBron James and Phil Mickelson, with earnings of $40 million. He continued to earn high rankings, coming in 8th with $42 million from 2009 to 2010. Pacquiao won the 2009 ESPY Award for Best Fighter and earned $32 million in 2010 from his fights against Joshua Clottey and Antonio Margarito. Manny Pacquiao, despite his legendary boxing career, never competed in the Summer Olympics. However, he made history as the flag bearer for the Philippine delegation at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, a unique honor for a non-participant. This role was requested by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and granted to Pacquiao instead of swimmer Miguel Molina. In 2016, when professional boxers were allowed to compete in the Olympics for the first time, Pacquiao chose not to participate. He showed interest in qualifying for the 2024 Paris Olympics, but his attempt was unsuccessful due to the International Olympic Committee's age limit, which did not permit him to compete at age 45. Manny Pacquiao's political journey began with his 2007 run for the Philippine House of Representatives, aiming to represent the 1st District of South Cotabato. Initially running under the Liberal Party, he had to switch to KMPI due to legal issues, and was ultimately defeated by the incumbent. Undeterred, Pacquiao prepared for his political career by studying development and governance, and in 2010, he achieved a significant victory by winning the congressional seat for Sarangani Province, defeating the Chianbian family. However, his time in the House was marked by criticism for his absenteeism and limited legislative output, although he earned praise for his speech on human trafficking. In 2016, Pacquiao successfully transitioned to the Senate, supporting President Duterte's policies and contributing to major legislative efforts despite continued criticism of his attendance. His 2022 presidential run, promising anti-corruption measures and housing projects, ended in a third-place finish behind Ferdinand Marcos Jr., who secured a landslide victory. Manny Pacquiao married Chinky Jamora on May 10, 1999, and together they have 5 children, each making strides in their own fields. Their eldest son, Jimuel, has gained fame as an amateur boxer, while Michael Stephen has made a name for himself as a rapper with significant streaming success. Their daughter, Mary Divine Grace, Princess, is a popular YouTube vlogger, and Queen Elizabeth, Queenie, was born in the U.S. Pacquiao pursued higher education at Notre Dame of Dade Angus University, but did not complete the program. Later, he earned a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Makati through an accelerated program. Raised Catholic, Pacquiao converted to evangelical Protestantism following a dream he interpreted as a divine sign. His military career began in 2006 as a sergeant, and he achieved the rank of colonel, further completing a master's degree in management from Philippine Christian University in 2022. Manny Pacquiao's journey from poverty to boxing legend is a remarkable tale of perseverance and triumph. His unparalleled achievements in the ring, including titles in 8 weight divisions, showcase his extraordinary talent and dedication. Off the canvas, Pacquiao's ventures into politics, education, and military service underscored his commitment to personal and communal growth. Despite challenges and criticisms, his unwavering drive and impact across multiple fields highlight a life of profound influence and inspiration. Manny Pacquiao's story is a testament to resilience and excellence, leaving an enduring legacy that continues to inspire and captivate people around the world.